and
Wild Coxon.
Bozeman and Coxon, the same
Same
thing.
thing, yeah.
And then they have one for,
Was it radio? I don't think a radio was all right.
right on there.
Well, they sold it on it. Yeah, your rating was on your right arm.
But most people it's on their left.
Yeah, well, mine was on left arm. Radio, electrician, storekeepers,
On,
yeoman.
But people who were critical to the operation of the vessel were right arm rays. I think the cap definition.
Well,
And I still don't know what they were.
let's see it goes anyway.
yeah, I was trying to think, we got as many like, we got this.
They got rays now in the
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw some of them in some magazine or something, book. Here's something going. I see them walking down the street.
When I was in the hospital, I was in the boot camp, I was in the hospital.
What about law?
Balboa. And there was a hospital for me that had gold chevrons. He was 9. And from the tip of his last chevron to his wrist was hash marks. And he was over 60 years old, but he got one that
Planning to
he
like
could
it.
do these things. I never saw him.
They were gold.
Yeah, they were gold. And gold meant you lasted, what, 20 years, or shipped over 30 years with no...
No, 20. 20 years.
You shipped over 20, you had gold,
No, you,
and you had a clean record.
clean record
Yeah,
for
clean
20
record,
years.
yeah.
You got gold stripe.
Yeah, he won proud.
One of the hash marks
Every 4 years, when you ship it over, you get another mark for the slope.
Well, no, doesn't the Navy now go with
Be
that?
up again for 4 years, you sign up.
They still 4 years on the Navy or on for your hat?
2 4s. Oh, no, the hash marks are still.
You ship over, that first was on 34.
That's one extension, that's all you can do. Your first cruise, it used to be your first cruise you could do 4, and then extend, or what it was, 2 years.
Or 18 months or something like that.
Some of these people are on now, your realistic bonuses are $60,000.
Yeah, as much as you made in 5 years when you were doing that.
Some of the officers are in the vicinity of $25,000.
After you got it with Kevin, it's a billion.
They try today.
Well, with all the benefits, things they have there, that's very good, very competitive. Because when I was paid off, I was shipping it out. I shipped it in Houston. I was in Brunswick, Maine. That's about as far as I could get to go. That was an old chief of that squadron. I didn't talk to him a lot. Very well. And they were all he said, "Oh, you got somebody said you're going to get out?" I said, "Yeah, I think we will." Sure hate to see you do that, boy. There might be some hard times out there. I might be back in before my 3 months go.
Have to go to
So how long were you actually in? From basic training to when you got out? How long were you actually in?
Well, I went through basics in what? I went in July of 37. I got out in July 41. And then I went back in October 41.
Was that when you and Mom married?
Yeah.
So you were out from July to October? Before you were married? Know that?
Because I went down to Houston and shipped over. I've been looking around and figuring this thing out. My mother said, "No, this thing ain't gonna last. It's too much hell all over the world, I'm gonna go back in for my first class. And, if I wait over 90 days, then you do. And you, also, you're gonna have to quit taking these flyers on that thing, you're getting, take that thing, they're having trouble with it. Plus, like these flyers, they're gonna be railroad, these things. And how all it is a pause to get clicks. Or a dash,
Better tuning your ear. In fact, you're probably better off learning to be a telegrapher before you knew the tone. And then you wouldn't have to convert your listening from one to the other. You've seen code on the telegrapher, like you can show. He ran a bug for a while, didn't he?
I never did.
It didn't happen.
Well, we've had them. We had, but there's that many people get on the circuit. And they really want to burn up the airways with that bug, and they could operate one about, say, 40, 45 pretty easily, but they had to try and get well enough that.
Yeah.
That's
Just know everybody and make them think that.
Yeah, you
happens a
get
lot.
that, watch on that 500 kiloside
Yeah.
with the stress frequency, and have some of these, commercial operators, I don't know how they understood each other. Three-fourths of them were using bugs. But, or you can copy a little of that.
Just occasional letter here.
Yeah.
Something real common that you hear a lot. Did you learn all the numbers real good, as good as the letters, or were you always slow on the numbers?
The numbers weren't too bad, because there's, there's so much longer a number is. It's pretty hard to, of course, when you get a whole lot of numbers to run together, you want to get the first one.
If you miss first one, you're screwed up.
Yeah.
Are the numbers different dots?
But they were different series. Different
Like
series.
one is a dot and 4 dashes. Two is 2 dots, 3 dashes. And 3 is 3 dots, 2 dashes.
4 is 4 dots, 1
But
dot.
that,
But
5 is all dots.
all dots.
Okay, then you start up with a 6. Then you
dash.
start with a dash and then the
4
dot.
dots.
Yeah.
What do you do when you get like in the hundreds? Like, you were given the time is 1800, 1800 hours? There's no punctuation.
You just keep 4 numbers. 1800.
Then you can spell it out.
Oh, this is
Or if you use it like that in the Navy, it would be like that, 1400 hours.
Yeah. Or if it was 0700 hours, you'd go 0700. Well, that would be a heck of a number, wouldn't it? 0 was all dashes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you had
5
0700, you'd have 5 dashes, 2 dashes, 3 dots, 5 dashes, 5 dashes. That'd be one hell of a number.
Oh, you know, when we was down in Panama, the headquarters back on the station, what was it, 060 was, I never forget that phone, call them. Maybe this you get
We were talking about trying to send the time of day. No, I'll let you. We were talking about what the numbers would sound like trying to send the time of day, like 0700 hours. You'd have 5 dashes, 2 dots, 5 dashes, 2 dashes, 3 dots, 5 dashes, 5 dashes. That'd be one heck of a string of numbers.
Yeah, and then you hold your key until it's on the second, then you let off. And that's all. That's all.
Oh, okay, so if you're watching one clock and you want everybody to sit with you, you get on and hold it, and then you turn loose everybody to adjust
Turn loose.
to the time that you prescribe.
That's when you're synchronized with all around the clock.
So they have to have their,
That was
their
control
thumb on
wing
their watch.
3 down in Panama.
Whatever you
Usually
like.
you watch on the wall.
Oh.
Big clock.
Oh, 6,
They
oh.
had ones that run on or something about so
Did that come from WWB, 12 noon or something like that?
any hour, any minute.
What's WWB's name?
It's just call letters of National Bureau of Standards. 4 columns of all that.
And they were in, what, they were a minute? They're minute companies like that.
Even now?
Every minute, forever and ever, as long as it shall last.
Yeah, well, they never know who might call in and what the exact time. It just runs and
So you have to be over there ready to change the hand on the spot?
Usually they'll send out like if you're having everybody synchronize their clocks, so to speak, maybe 45 seconds before the actual setting of the clock goes, you tell them, give them a signal that says QTR, the time is, QTR means the time is, and then you tell them what time you're going to set the clocks to. Then by that time, it's about maybe 5 seconds left. And you push down the key and you hold it, and as soon as WWD gets their tone, it's the bell. And
WWB is voice. You got the radio to pick it up. So time free.
how that all got started is a long time ago. All the radios didn't necessarily pick up the frequency of WWD.
WWB in the shortwave band?
Yeah, it's all over the shortwave band. It's a lot of radios now. Even the military radios only covered segments of bands.
WWB may not even be in there anymore.
I was telling Mike, you remember when we lived in the garage, Daddy, and we lay in bed at night, and kept trying to get me to go to sleep, and you'd blink the flashlight on the wall. Do you remember doing that? And for years and years, I thought you were blinking a mess. I said, Daddy, what did you say? And you said, go to sleep. And I was a grown, I already had Andy, and I got to thinking about it one day, and I thought, I bet he was just blinking the flashlight.
we used to do that after I got out of Panama. We was out on advanced space, so go PBY. And of course, we'd have to, like down in Canada, photograph the coastline, the section of it. And of course, we had to have people aboard all night, all the time. What we do, the crew would stay. The crew lived out on the plane, and then we go into chow on the old Lapwing, if you remember that old ocean-going tug. It was like the Sandpiper, sister
Oh, okay.
ship.
Yeah,
Sandpiper, Lapwing, Napa.
All right, yeah, okay.
But we would go eat on back, sometime bring a lunch or something to eat back, and of course we always had flight rations up there, locker.
Those were sea rices that were older than sea rices.
No, they
Were
weren't,
pretty
they
good?
weren't right, it was just regular canned chow.
Oh, so you still end up with cans out in the ocean, right?
No, I traded some of it off for bananas down in, Antigua, Trinidad. We stayed down, actually I was going to fly down there and stay overnight, go back the next day. But those bunkers come up there, you know, stop with bananas or something, you know, you want to buy that. I never forget it, we had a bunch of this stuff, canned beef tongue, and it was good, I liked it. Nobody else could eat it. But then all kinds of other stuff they give you for flight rations over the course of 2 or 3 years. When I first went aboard, I played that one. We had enough rations to last a day for the whole crew, I guess, but you never eat that way. So this nigger. And that was the funniest part. He come rolling up trying to get talking. And he talks, he was preaching, a nigger with a Cockney accent. It's British college. You look at that, and he finally, I forget what he had, we trained him. He ate them all. I said, what we did to him? He had to go back and eat it. He handed him out there a boat. The boy, he took it, just, you hand it to him, you know, and he grabbed that wrappers and just tore them off. And labels, hey, what's funny? Tearing all those off. How you going to know what you're going to eat after a while? Oh, he said, I'll find something I can eat. But he said, that label on that shows where it's made. I think that's contraband down here. We get caught with that, well, we're in trouble.
When I was on Midway Island, we used to trade tuna and lobster with the guys up on ADAC for salmon, king crab.
Oh, well, that's pretty good trade for both of us.
Yeah.
That time we was in Ecuador. I was aboard ship eating some meat or what have you, the trouble come by. We had a stock of bananas. We used to have stalks, they didn't have like they do now, but the old stalk. I guess bananas, you know, like the cluster that long, 35 cents. We just hung it back there in the tunnel, the waste hatch, you know, where you get in, and then you get in if you want a banana, you just reach over the top. Well, yeah, 35 cents.
And that's still one of the cheaper fruits down there.
And that's pretty high for bananas, because during the middle of summer, they're about
You get 4
35,
4 pounds for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but generally speaking, for fruits, that's one of the cheapest of fruits. Always cheaper than apples, oranges, and all the rest.
Were the bananas on the stalk, did they taste better than the kind you buy now in the store?
No, I don't think
They were green, weren't they? Pretty green when they was on stock.
well, if you got them at the right time, like those were, seems to me like they were greener up at, you know, riper down at the bottom or something.
So you took them off the
Yeah.
bottom, and as the time went on, they ripened up and then
The whole crew of us eating. Oh, there's 2 pilots, enlisted pilot. Yeah, that was the California boy too. Old slow kid out there.
Slow
That's what it was the craziest damn
Been an
fool
ordeal.
you'll see. Big old tall skinny guy, good natured guy. But let's see, what I miss that. Yeah, that was when we were in Africa. Well, this was in 39. And there was a British outfit up the coast there somewhere, and you know how they were. They had all those blurred houses and things. And so they'd invite the Americans up there if we wanted to come up and have a few drinks.
Or they had their good old fight before they
Well,
went
no,
over.
they didn't. But of course, we were pretty neutral on about this time, but I said 39, it wasn't, it was 40. Because Britain was already going at it over there with Hitler. And of course, they had this little thing up there in their clubhouse that they would get from called a Spitfire Fund. You know, everybody donated a little bit, or some games you played for it and put any money for the Spitfire. And this crazy slow head, it's about 3/4 gassed, you know. Heil Hitler! God, that English was sure didn't appreciate that. And they let him know it, and the rest of the troops were back on the base there.
Did you ever hear about a plane called the Memphis Belle? 17?
Not over there. That was 29, I think. What is it? Dropped the bomb? No, in Nola Gay. Nola Gay, yeah.
Memphis Belle flew over.
Belle.
25 minutes.
Yeah, over Europe. They were in Life magazine. that's what it was in the movie, I just saw.
Was it really pretty good? You got a
Yeah.
storyline?
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of flight, and they got the Confederate Air Force plane. They showed them in flight.
I've been waiting for it at HEB, but it's always gone. It's there. So, let's see if that's something right.
That crazy guy. That looking at flag on it, it's his name. But we're out there today, it's Salinas Bay in Ecuador, you know, and it's salty water. I think that's where we got the name Salinas. I think it's salt in Spanish. And he decides, well, this would be a nice time just to take a dip out there. I said, well, you go ahead and dip if you want to. You got insurance. So he jumped off in the water, swam around the wall. Oh, you ought to go in, it's fine. I said, no, thank you. You just enjoy yourself. You want to. They tell me there's sharks and stuff out here. Ah, they ain't gonna hurt you anyway. And I said, well, they ain't gonna get me up here. It wasn't. Next day or 2 days later, you know, we're sitting up there playing, looking at that damn shark from here to that thing along, you know, swimming. We even went over to the front part with dinner one night, supper. And after it was over with, I was up on deck and fantail, and a bunch of guys back there. And that big little shark, you can see him out there, the damn fin up through the water. They throw something over there eating. Guys, so let's catch it. We had a metal bender. He runs down into the metal shop and he come up there with a piece of metal, I guess a piece of my finger, you know, and had a hook. It doesn't go like this, you know. And tied it on to a line about, Some guy went to the galley, you know, they got a hook or some sort of meat and stuff about that big around, put it in that hook. Throwed it out there, and we had it hooked out there full under the water, you know. And so we come down the shark and they just see him underwater just as easy, you know, he got up to it and he grabbed it in his mouth, you know, he started off like this. Oh, he's got it now, boy, we've got him. He took the bait, you know, I don't know how many guys was there all grabbed hold of that rope, you know, started pulling, and the shark was going one way and we're going the other way. And the shark just kept going, just popped that line, just like that.
The, was there anything,
You know, I was wondering about that. A while back I had my other one and I thought, now I wonder where that one went. This black one? No, this is up north. Well, no, this is over Columbus and Naples, Grove.
Feel good, Karen.
Yeah. Two down. At one time on the way.
How long was those TBI string there? And then gas? Quite a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't unload that.
How much you had cleaned out on it. You could stretch it around 16 hours a day. But lots of times they get them actually that much below, you know. You get up their altitude and lean down that carburetor as much as you could, you know. Cruise on. Admiral Hewitt, General Brooks, Griswold. Observe and measure tactic.
When was that? What day?
31st day of July, 1944. Pilot. Chief Aviation Pilot Brown and South. Later on, one of those things before that, we had, here it is, Secretary of Navy Forrestal, Admiral Cunningham, Admiral Hewitt, Major General Patch, Lieutenant Commander Griswold.
It's a big dog.
I mean, we had all of it. I thought we bunch of damn idiots. You're sending them people up there with the pop. You don't know what kind of polish you're flying with. You're going to be crazy. That's the day old Hall's got Lieutenant Hall and Sal. That Gundy, he was from Colorado.
Van Gundy's, nickname was One Gun. Call him One Gun. He's the one I called that time, remember?
Yeah. Well, I called him when I went through Wyoming that time, huh?
But when I was about the second or third grade, when I went up there with Eddie and Johnny, I called.
Who did you get or did you get him or what?
Yeah, I talked to him, but I don't, it's been so long ago, I don't remember.
I got his boy. See, he had 3 boys, I think, before he went up. He's the guy that one day come up, got a untie some little point, test and run in. And every time we have one.
What was Forrestal? To General?
No, hell no, it's Secretary of the Navy.
And they got a carrier name there.
Oh, yeah. That was on August 7th.
The minutes.
And Admiral Cunningham was the admiral in the British Navy. Admiral Hewitt, he was our boss over there. Commander on Naval Forces, North African War. At Joshua. I think I took some pictures. That's where old Napoleon from. He's still got his house up that week, back to North County, nothing like that. Went through the house and he was ready. Yeah. Napoleon?
No, what?
What town? At Joshua. H-A-A-C-C-I-O.
What country was it?
On the island of, it was Corsica.
Did you ever go to Greece?
No,
No?
no, that's where the boys went. Spun in out there that time. I was hoping we'd get up there, but we didn't. No, this is not the one. This is the one for overseas. Algiers to Marseille, Marseille to Paris. Paris to Dunkswell. Dunkswell to Upottery, and Upottery to Dunkswell. Dunkswell back to Paris. Paris to Suez.
You were piloting this plane?
Yeah. That trip that I was flying with Lieutenant Howard, heck of a nice guy. He had been a commercial pilot. He flew those old, what do they call it? C-47 from C-47
C-3.
on, he was up north here. He had them on pontoon. They would fly a fishing party or something way out there one of them lakes and land those, you know, leave the people.
Or up in the northeast.
Well, somewhere up in the northeast, I think, Canada or something like that. But then they have a set date, you know, then they go back and pick them up. R4D5. 3 hours. What they moved to Algiers. 3.4 Algiers to Marseille.
R4D would be DC-3. What's that?
If 17240.
That was the R4Q2.
Correct.
It's the plane, R4Q2.
R4Q2.
There was a 4 engine, version of the EC3. That's what it kind of looked like. They had across the gear instead of the tail bracket. Exactly who made it or what it was called, I don't know.
Cute.
I don't know what the key is.
If I had that first book I had in Hanoi.
I don't think I've gone through.
No, you haven't. I've got it.
You do?
Yeah. And I was wondering where this was. And I thought, heck, it's some little old useful one. I don't know. What's I got back there?
You get a knot.
Right there?
You got a knot.
It's consolidated.
Why?
Purpose.
It's like a rub one.
NASS code. Oh, that's from the Asian year. They had that other book they gave me down there was, they had all this like, A was training regular students, B training reserve students, C training qualified pilot, D reserve flying, E familiarization and practice, F was gunnery, G was bombing, torpedoing, I is observation, J scouting, all that. Yeah, this is one that started out on a laser program. This is the one. On January 31st. Obviously, I guess.
Was the other book prior to this one, or after?
Yeah, no, it has a radio. Why they got this?
Where did they send you to flight school?
Well, I went to pre-flight back in Georgia for 3 months, and then went to primary in New Orleans. I like Foster training, and then I went to Pensacola. I went to, you had a bunch of outlines, say, depending on what you want to get, and I decided I'd go with the cold bomber, but I was on the main side. In fact, we finished up again with PBY.
Entry, is that the tail number?
N3, that was the type. Number of the sheet 2651.
Did it require special maintenance on those PB lines because they were outside water all the time?
Oh, you have to keep a pretty good watch on it because once in a while they would, you get corrosion started.
Yeah, quick, what you got going?
Was it mostly stainless fasteners and stuff like that then?
Yeah. Rivets. Or you start to come
It's
in,
already got the boat
you
here.
know, drop one.
That big possum.
Oh.
One I don't know if it's the same. Gotcha. Possum cat.
There's a guy that comes in his shop. He maintains some guys. Whatever this guy's name is, owns a PB1.
That probably took in shipping and all that stuff to get it back over here to work on it. And all that.
No, they got it going there, look, here, and then around there. He got invited on this National Geographic thing. And to fly his airplane to Europe. And one of the stops was in England. And they had a big air show and the Queen was there. And he had an excellent pilot, still has the same pilot, excellent pilot. And the guy come in for a landing, had gone out and done his routine and all that stuff, came in for a landing, and the right pontoon hooked hooked the...
Swale?
No, hooked the...
Buoy?
The buoy. And I mean, it spun that thing around like this, ripped off some of the sheeting underneath, and it's like sunk right there. It was only in 8 feet of water. So they were able to salvage it. Again, put another $5 million into that. Put it back together.
Only Navy can call it ahead, right? Army says we're trained.
Yeah.
Marine says we train. Air Force says that's what you do.
Is there ballerina?
The Coast Guard don't know.
They feel
It's
the
dry.
Well, the last 3 flights, in P-boats, when we finished up out there, they said, we always had an instructor along. Then your last 3 flights, there was 3 of us always. We'd go out and one fly wall, then the other one, and, so on. But they said, well, the last 3 flights, your students have got to take it out. And there was a guy, Thomas, he was a metal bender, and Cox was he was Coast Guard actually. So I said, well, no, we had to go 4 times. Take 4 flights out to Florida. I said, well, each one of us, whoever's going to take it out, somebody's in charge of it. You're going to have to be the CEO. He's going to have to sign for it. It's fine. Be the top nigger. Well, okay. That'll be easy. I said, we'll just, odd man. Whoever odd man is, well, he's got to do 2 of them. Okay. And they dropped it on me. I turned up odd man. See, so I took out the first one. I got real tickled about it. Of course, I'd been flying in and not as pilot, but down in Panama. In fact, I started the damn thing a couple of times so we'd go out and make a flight, but they said, no, it's grounded, the damn thing won't start. It wouldn't, solenoid wasn't working on it to engage or start it, and I said, I got this flight. And old Hayes was an instructor, and he said, you think you can? I said, I know I can, I've started them. Well, he said, if you can, we'll just get that thing started. So we started. Of course, I had to cramp down the cowling, and put it up, and we went on out. And that time we got into one, said, no, the battery won't even turn it up, the butt can't start it. I said, well, that's no big deal, you've got to crank it. Can you crank that? Why, you just got to...
To the flywheel?
Well, no, you just stick it into that inertia start thing.
That's a flywheel.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And the main thing is to get a hold of that thing. Don't try to get that thing going right quick. You just start it pretty slow. Keep a pretty good pressure on it, Of course, you get it to where you figure it's enough, jerk it out. The pilot's down there, he's watching, and you give him a thumbs up, and he throws it in. We went on that out.
That's how it works.
I don't know how much that flywheel weighed, but it was heavy.
We had to
And
do that.
your gear ratio to the crank was like 500 to 1 or
I
something
don't know,
like
it
that.
was pretty
But
good.
when you
Grinder
got-
sharpener.
Huh?
Kinda like an old
Yeah,
grinder sharpener.
much more different.
Yeah.
When you're really whipping that crank around, that sucker in your
Oh,
phone.
yeah. Well, you can listen
I
just
always
Yeah.
wondered how that.
when, like you say, that sound it makes,
Hmm.
even when they start it with your, batteries and stuff, you can hear it whining. And about that time somebody said, well, what's the matter with that pilot? Why don't you throw it in? You know, about that time he would. But
What makes that sound?
high-pitched whine.
The starter was running real high.
Some planes don't do it. Some,
Depending on whether it's a geared starter or a direct starter. You know how Chrysler starters
Yeah.
sound? That's a geared starter. It has a gear race. Planetary gear system in the front of
that's what I was
the
gonna,
starter.
I was gonna use that for an example. Dodge.
Yeah.
Every Dodge Chrysler
That's
product.
right. They have a different starter than anybody else. And there was another way to start. Some of them put a shotgun shell in.
They had no shotgun.
But,
Used to your, most of your, what was it, fighters and stuff? They had no shotgun stores.
I don't know exactly where that pressure went. Did you go into one to see?
I don't know, never seen it, never even. What was it, that little? I think it had, talking to some of the guys that were pilots when I was down in Panama on the radio, and we fly that little, what they call an F-4B, little bitty dude that, it's supposed to be a small fighter that train outfit with. They said that damn plane was so small and stuff, said like you could just stick your hand out the side down there.
In the drag.
Yeah, turn the front.
Yeah, they do that on purpose on some of the corporate jets. Way out on the end of the wing, they have these two little tabs that sit up like that. If you want to turn starboard, you know, they twist this one a little bit here, and twist around the point.
Imagine you need a ball because, well, I don't know how it does it, but you know, just like when you turn, your wings are level, that needle ball, you know, they got it, you got an instructor, and now you'll be flying, and you'll be sitting at needle ball airspeed. And he's talking to you, you can't talk to him, you ain't got no way. That gospel, you can't, you look down at your knee, make a turn, so when you make that turn over here, you, to the left, you
One
drop,
minute turn.
you drop
Two
your,
minute turn.
yeah, drop your left wing, or you hit that rudder before you do your wing gets down, you know, and it'll skid and throw that thing off. But if you come
Do it
over
right.
right,
Do it
it'll
right,
just
that's it.
hang right in there, right down
You
your
unbar.
I didn't know that such a
See, the throttle's on a PB wire overtaking.
throttles and the prop controls. Prop controls destroyed. I landed over there one day at the PBY. We was running in for some reason. A guy named Andrew. He was flying co-pilot with us. We come in, and it was already quitting time down the squadron in one Port Leote. You know, the hangars was way down here by the river, and then you went up here across where the airport was, and then up on the hill where all the barracks. And we were coming right over the runway. And when you make that approach, any traffic coming up with people or something, they stopped. They had to. They didn't get their butt chewed up. We come in and make a good approach. I had old Andrews up there, co-pilot, you know, and I come right on down. Made a pretty good landing for a change, you know, and I hit the ground, you know, and just rolled on there a little bit. About that time she said, "Vroom!" And there, man, it just revved up. And the next thing I know, I'm about 10 feet off of the ground up here. And about that time, and I figured out what it was. Old Andrew, see, he's over here to the right side, and he reached up there for the prop controls. That when you, once you land, you throw them all the way forward, low pitch, high RPM, if you need it. They would stop. And he reached up, instead of getting the prop controls, he got the throttles. It was back there, and he threw the damn throttle. I had full throttle on both engines, you know, hell, I'm up in the air. And he, I'm sorry, Sid, I'm sorry, wait, I'm sorry, wait, I'm going. Yeah, but I didn't even look at it. Hell, I couldn't.
He was trying to get the shortcut.
Yeah. I guess it. Carstania. Fort Leodie to Colorado. That was the first cousin out of my wife. I
Oh.
graduated.
Like the building on there?
That was his people,
Yeah.
in Carstania. But down the street where old Lancaster lives, that's where his uncle lived after years. There was a good one I enjoyed. Lieutenant Gosshorn himself, Fort Leodie to Tangiers. That was sure a nice run because Tangiers was neutral. And we, what was that, State Department man of some part, and kind of naval attaché. He was a lieutenant, I believe. And they got in, I don't know where they come from, but they got into Fort Leodie and needed that last run up to Tangiers. And so this lieutenant always said, "Oh, you're all right." Now, the only thing is, take off all of your insignia or anything that will identify you as military. So, nobody said. And of course, we went in there and went to town. This guy Gosshorn, he went downtown, bought 3 or 4 dogs. His wife was collecting them. Man, anybody that can food buy dogs, he did. I bought 2 cases of whiskey and
The good stuff, right?
oh yeah,
And some other kind of dog.
man. I tell you, I got back to Fort Leodie. What did you bring us? Hell, everybody wanted a bottle of it, you know. And I got down to about 4 or 5 bottles of it. And I said, that's all, no more, honey, so. And I was due to leave pretty quick, and I still had about 2/3 of it in my locker. Then old Lieutenant Stroud, he was a full lieutenant too. He said, "Say, if you get shipped out to space, you gotta have booze left over that." I said, "Yeah, I picked the bottles out the book. I know I had 4 back 69 scotch." He said, I'll show by every drop you got if you want to. And I said, okay, I'll see that. I got ready to leave.
Did you make a little money when you sold those things?
No. I told him, I said, shit, you can have it, Stroud. I don't want it. Where I'm going to have to buy a drink. By this time I want it, you just keep it. I gave it to him. Gosshorn, Fort Leodie to Tangiers.
What was the cruising speed on those?
Not 13 miles an hour.
Cruising speed,
Well,
stall speed.
Yeah, but
Well, he had it stripped, you know, with all the paint stripped off. You get around 110. We was flying up there, we flew in a JRF plane. 8/10 of an hour. Tangiers to Saleh.
What's the JRF?
That's that Grumman, little twin engine. See, one they make one twin engine, real small, and a Widgeon.
Oh yeah, Wiggins was pretty tough.
Yeah, and then this one is bigger than the Widgeon though. Used to be a little short, stubby thing, you know, you come down and land.
Kind of like an LSMB, only it was seaplane?
No, that's twin engine.
Oh.
Twin engine and bigger than the Widgeon.
The Wiggins was a seaplane, right?
Yeah, well, so is the JRF, it's amphibious actually.
Yeah, okay.
Because I went up to, somewhere I think up to,
That's that BBY plane too.
Well,
early ones weren't,
yeah.
the latest ones were.
the ones we had over that one.
Yeah.
Went up to Algiers or Oran, someplace up in there with Freddie Slick, who come back and landed on that thing going. No, he was RN, that's where he worked, but he picked up the training. And he got pretty good landing, you know, he just rolled along there, you know, and you're losing speed, the weight is settling in on him about that time. He says, crash, one of the landing gear gave out, and it just dropped it on the
Swung around.
Didn't hurt nobody.
We were at the bookstop one time there in San Antonio, and I think that when we ran across books about E.B. White, World War II. And we bought it for him, and he recognized a couple of the names. This was a true book. He recognized a couple of the people in that book. Was it called Black Cats and Dumbo? The Black Cat Squadron and Dumbo.
Last flight I made over that day, 45, 33. 13.3 hours. And as some of the troops was coming back, you know, several troop ships out there, I didn't have any convoy. And they had an outbreak of meningitis aboard, and they didn't have any serum or nothing, and they got a hold of us. I had finally decided about that time I'd go out to some of these guys would take you out to the officers club. They had one out on the beach over there somewhere. And I had been there 15 minutes and they come in and paged me. Of course, I answered the phone, did you do your officer back in the squad? He said, you got a flight going out? And I said, well, I don't think I have. I'm not duty pilot. You know, somebody else is. Yeah, I know it. You're not duty pilot, but you've been selected to make a flight tonight. And okay. I went back and then they told me what it was, and they had meningitis out there, and we had to go out and drop some. We figured we'd drop it, we wouldn't make an open sea landing. I don't know what they had packed inside and how many bottles and stuff. Had it on about how many doses there was in each canister, about that long, round, about that big, and what they done, they had to keep it cold. They put it in there with ice or dry ice or whatever they had, and wrapped it real good, and then put this canister around it and sealed it, welded it. I mean, you just right quick welded it shut. And we had 3 of them, and we got out there, and we left about 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, because we figured their position out in the Atlantic. And we didn't want to fly around there and wait because we were going to be a little short on gas maybe getting back. And just right after daylight a little bit, we spotted them. And we had a navigator with us too. They sent a navigator, which, you know, maybe you would spend that. But we spotted them and got in touch with them. We had to prearrange frequency for the boat. Told them what we had. All right.
Did they put a small boat out?
No. They said, how you want to give it to us? we had a 500 feet line, like a window cord or something. Maybe a little smaller. We had those things tied on the end of one. And just drop it, and then just hold that line as it paid out. And see, it'd go pretty straight down, and then the line would go forward. Figured it'd
Fall across
the ship. So we got our wind and everything right. Swung out there and made a pass about 50 feet over the top of the mast, you know. And they were right quick. We had a guy back in the tunnel hatch. He was the guy that was going to drop it. The pilot. We had a mic up there on a cable with the pilot. And he said that when I say drop, he said, throw that booger right straight on down there, you know, and let that line pay out. And he did. Ship called us, she said, that's good enough. And we told him how many cc's of vinegar. He said, it's probably all we'll need. He said, well, we've got 2 more, just like it. If you want another one, we can try it. Of course, I was kind of hoping he'd let us try it again. He said, well, if you've got 2 more, let's have another. And we went back, same procedure, and I just slapped that line across that ship, you know, and they caught the line and pulled it on in. Let's go home.
Whose writing is this?
I don't know, somebody in the office, I guess.
You didn't have your book with you, you just kept track and then you entered it later.
Well, usually what they're supposed to do, you're supposed to keep that book, they keep it in the flight office or whatever
Oh.
they call it. See, when you come in to fill out that yellow sheet,
They transposed
your
it on
time,
there.
yeah, you're supposed to put your time on that. But some of that now, they didn't do it over that. The way we were flying, we kept our flight logs with us. And
That looks like a woman's writing.
I don't think it was anything wrong with it, I don't know.
That's yours.
Now that old boy, he didn't know it, but I have known him. He was down in Panama when I was. He was an AP down there. He was a full lieutenant. In fact, we went to Miami one time, took Admiral Cook up there, and we was going back to Cuba, and then planes going back into Panama. And this guy had leave in the States. He was caught a hold of it somewhere, and we flew him back to Cuba, brought home. But by this time, he's full lieutenant. We got that delivered and headed on back, you know. Of course, him and me, neither one of them had a way to sleep, so we got her up to about 4,000, I think, and headed on back in, and he said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, I believe I'll just turn it over to you now for I'll go back and take a little nap. And he went back and slaked out. I'd get pretty sleepy myself, and he's still sleeping, so I called the off-duty Mac up there, and I said, suppose you get up there in that seat over there. And I'm trying to doze off. I had it on automatic pilot. I said, see that little knob up there? All you gotta do is twist it, you know. You watch it. He said, try it just a little bit once. Try it. I had two of them there. You turn it, you know, to the right, and you just sort of nose it up a little bit. I said, in case I doze off, you don't wake me up right away. I said, that's the way you do this thing. Yeah, we rode that for long. I never was really go to sleep, though. I didn't. But it was getting pretty close to late in the afternoon, actually, when I spotted the beach way up there. You know, you see it a long way. I said, go back up there, wait till did she get him out of that boat up here? He's going to have to take the land, not let go.
What is Port Leote swamp dust?
What, swamp? Oh, swamp dusting, yeah. That was a cub, viper cub. We had to dust some swamps and lakes and stuff over there and kill the mosquitoes.
Oh, that was pretty much the desert.
It's pretty much desert country, all right, but we were right there by the coast. And it was up in the hills there. There was a couple of little lakes about twice as big as your lot up here. And one of them right together. I damn near spun in there, closest I come. The whole time I was over there, that was a little old Piper Cub.
How do you spin in? What is that?
You're out of control when you're screaming, "Whoa!"